Lie awake in the morning with a light upon her skin. Coffee cup before the day begins. Don't go, stay a while and slow it all the way back down.
I've tried over and over to be happy again, but I can't seem to get over thinking this'll never end. Too many beautiful nights I spend my time alone. Can't seem to have an appetite for getting up out the door. But I'll get my shit together one of these days, and I'll start to feel better. Maybe I can change, and I'll realize it's not so bad once I get out of my head. I'll get my shit.
We have escaped.
We left the family out
Actually,
there.
we left the whole family on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is there. I told Walter he was in charge of babysitting the 5. We've escaped.
Again. All right.
Come
thanks.
back.
What?
We've left.
Come back.
We've left the family on board,
And-
and we're actually going to walk around town, St. Augustine, and see the lights at night
Like a
on our
couple.
own, like a couple.
Like a couple.
We're going to go out to eat and everything.
No kidding.
Such a treat.
Filet mignon.
I don't know about that. We'll see.
St. Augustine is a really cool city. It's also very, very cruiser friendly. There's a wonderful little marina there that has some mooring balls, the latter of which we spent some time on, and just a really nice group of people there to help you with all your boating chores. The city of St. Augustine is really pretty. We happened to hit it right before the Christmas holiday. There were many holiday decorations. There was a lit up menorah in the square, palm trees filled with lights, and lots of Christmas boats touring the anchorage and the mooring ball area.
I'm gonna leave this place for another state where I can finally be free. I gotta believe that I'll get my shit together one of these days, and I'll start to feel better. And I'll realize it's not so bad once I get out of my head. I'll get my shit together one of these days. Yeah, yeah, one of these days. I'm gonna get my shit together.
Castillo de San Marcos has been under attack since construction began in 1672. Enemy gunfire assaulted these walls with little damage. The unrelenting onslaught of time and weather, however, are taking a visible toll. It is now a national park preserve where they constantly inspect and do preservation work. St. Augustine was a really beautiful community and a mix of buildings that were dedicated to residential areas, buildings that had become more tourist shops and restaurants. They really did a wonderful job of maintaining the original structure, foundations, some of the stone walls, and then overlaid on top of that to spruce it up and make it look good for current day and age. There was a little pocket of houses and old buildings that we found this sign on, and it talks about Little San Felipe, which is a small pocket park that is part of the community of St. Augustine, and it was dedicated to the memory of the Minorcan families that were native to Minorca, an island off the eastern coast of Spain that obviously migrated to this area. And many of these families now live in St. Augustine, and they also moved up to another area north of here called New Smyrna Beach and became developed part of that community. That's not an area we visited, unfortunately. We did go through there on the ICW. Alrighty, so good morning. It is Sunday morning. We are getting ready to depart St. Augustine. We're waiting for a 7:30 opening of the Lions Bridge here. And the plan was to head down via the Intercoastal Waterway and just go to West Palm Beach via the ICW. Tonight we are planning to anchor near Ponce Inlet, near Smyrna Beach, or at Smyrna Beach, depending on exactly how far we get. There's a beautiful sunrise, but the plan may need to be regrouped and revamped, because we looked in detail at the many bridges between here and there, and apparently there are 2 bridges between Cape Canaveral and Fort Pierce that are really questionable for a 64-foot mast with instruments. So we were just going to keep going, but we may need to take a day tomorrow to really try to sort things out and plan things out, or depending on when we get in tonight. So stay tuned for next steps after Ponce Inlet. Big question mark. Eventually we'll get to West Palm Beach, and it is a beautiful morning. Here comes the sun. Uh-oh.
He's gonna break into his song.
No, that was it.
Oh. Well, let's see. How many bridges? That was number 1. Let's start counting.
whichever way you'd like to define it. I'm not sure what number this is today. This one's supposed to be pretty easy to clear. We'll double check with the tide boards. I really like the bascule bridges. They just open up for you. And we're just trying to sort through the bridges south of Cape Canaveral to see if it's doable or not, to decide how to proceed. So that's to be continued. This is the Ormond Beach Bridge. We are now south of Flagler Beach, which I believe designates us now along the central Florida coast. So here we go for this next bridge. All right, so this next bridge is supposed to be a little squeaky. So the guy in front of us is 62 plus. We're going to keep an eye on him. Supposedly the tide boards are off in our favor, but that doesn't make it very bridge for the day, and we did quite well with the squeaky bridge for the day. Main Street Bridge, this is sailing vessel No Plan B, the third sailing vessel. We are clear, thank you.
Thank you, enjoy the rest of your day.
So this is the other super fun bridge for the day. So Daytona Beach is kind of what I envisioned for Florida. I've never been to Florida, but condos after condos. It's definitely warmer down here. And the gentleman on the catamaran in front of us was just chatting with us. He's done this quite a bit. And I guess the bridges, he says, in Daytona are the ones to look out for. He didn't seem to think that the ones south of Cape Canaveral were any worse. So we're thinking we're going to continue this way because the Gulf Stream has crept up very close as of Fort Pierce, and the northerly winds are blowing and really kicking up the Gulf Stream. So we're going to see if we can continue along on the ICW just to get down there. there being West Palm Beach. Without too much stress going underneath all these bridges. It's sunny. The wind picks up and down as the next cold front is moving in for this evening. So I'm kind of keeping this stuff on as a windbreaker, but it's really quite warm. That guy has his fishing rods and his cowboy boots. So Daytona Beach.
Good evening, folks. This is Captain speaking. It is now 4 o'clock Eastern Time. And here we are in Ponce Inlet.
South of Daytona.
South of Daytona. That we know. All the bridges were fairly reasonable. A couple came close. And supposedly those are the worst. And some people are saying the ones to come south of Canaveral are the worst. Other people say that these guys are the worst. So, we'll find out tomorrow. Again, thank you, ICW. We always thought that we'd get away from it, but every time we looked at the weather, it's pushing us to stay inside because we don't want those kitties to get too sick. Good morning, people. This is your captain speaking. Another gorgeous morning in the central area of Florida. Let's go take a look. Ponce Inlet. It's a beautiful, glorious morning. Nice and calm. A little bit of a westerly wind. Very light. Oh, Rex, what are you doing? I thought Mud would be up there. No, don't jump. Our neighbor is up. He's probably getting all ready. So, yeah. We're gonna get moving here in a few minutes. Here we go, lifting up the anchor. First thing in the morning, beautiful sunrise.
So we've been vacillating back and forth between the ICW and the outside here. And it's going to be blowing, not super hard, but coming from the north for a few days here, which really kicks up the Gulf Stream, which I guess is getting closer and closer to land. So we're going to, in an effort to get to West Palm Beach by the end of the weekend, we're going to give these bridges a try. There's two that are questionable that we're hoping to hit at the end of the day, which is lower tide, and then time one a bit further down also for lower tide. So fingers crossed that the decision to head on down is a good one. I know the animals, the pets are happy. They don't want to go out there in the waves, so they're getting kicked up this week. And if all goes well, which I'm sure it will, we will be in West Palm Beach in just a few days. That is our final U.S. destination before jumping off to the Bahamas. Lots of shopping and organizing and health certificate at the vet doings once we get there and figuring out a day to go. Boy, isn't that exciting. So we did actually put the jib up. It's taking a little bit of the power and it's just lovely out here. Here's our friend on the catamaran ahead of us. He doesn't even have his engine on. His catamaran does so well on this beam reach with his head sail. And we've got about half power motor, half power sail with our jib. So at least it's a little sailing, sort of, motor sailing. It is definitely warm. We have hit the warmth, and we just ran an errand into West Marine over there, very close to the dinghy dock. So we used part of today to accomplish that errand. So one errand prior to next month's big Bahamas departure ticked off the list. Big day, guys. After leaving West Marine, we passed under the bridge, which we purposely timed for the end of the day. We re-anchored pretty close to where we were, just off of Palm Shores, Florida. Dennis is setting the anchor alarm, I think, right?
That's correct.
Do you want to say what that is?
The alarm that goes wah, 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 wah if the boat's dragging. If the boat is, the anchor doesn't hang on to the ground and we start going that way, then it'll tell me.
So how big of a radius do you make usually?
25 meters, which is 70 feet, 80 feet. And we have like 60. Hi, Rex.
Oh, wait.
What? Oh, we have like 60 feet of chain out. So, we have a 70-foot radius just in case. Give yourself a little margin. But with this anchor, she's a brick.
Uh-oh.
Is he going to try to go from second height?
Can you get him, please? Get him down.
Rex, could you get off? I don't know how to.
Give me the phone.
Why do you go up then? Because I like it. Come on. Yeah. Board.
I think we might have to put some razor edge on that Dodger and Bimini.
Razor edge? Like bob wire? Like razor wire?
Yeah. So anyhow, as I was saying, as you can see in the distance there and in the background here, Florida ICW is not for lack of bridges.
No kidding.
Nope. Lots of bridges on the Florida ICW.
I was being sarcastic.
And we have a little bit of a stretch of a couple more bridges that make us squeak. So I think we're going to have, a shorter day tomorrow so that we can hit the squeakier bridge.
Not hit. Get that out of your head.
So we can we can clear the squeakier bridge on Christmas morning for Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Maybe Santa Claus can lift the bridge a little bit. Who knows? Maybe if we eat a lot, we'll be really heavy, so then
we could sink
the boat.
I'll have to make a good meal.
There you go. It's Mexican Hawaiian pizza tonight.
That's tonight.
Woohoo!
So I'll have to tell you about that recipe another day. So this is Palm Shores, Florida. It looks like a very nice community. And so we again have the musical background of the bridges. But I think the roads are a little quieter because it's Christmas week. Just here for the night. Pretty houses on the shore. I bet they hear the bridge as much as we do. Yeah.
So here we are for the evening. Lovely temperature, I must say.
Well, good morning, my beautiful crew. And we are getting ready to lift anchor. It is beautiful. Not too bad of an anchorage, very quiet. Nobody anchored here. There was nobody here when we got here, and there's been nobody all night. Michelle's getting ready to pick up the pick. We have our headset on. The pooch is happy. Beautiful sunrise. We had some dolphins this morning. It's awesome. All right, so we're ready to go.
Alrighty, so we have passed our 2 bridges for today. It's a short day, only about 25 nautical miles. And the first of those 2 bridges, just as we were getting ready to go under, a power boat, like a little one, decided to put on the cams and race us to the bridge, and was about to cross the bridge and give us a 2-foot wake. And I'm waving my arms and screaming at the bridge and telling him we have a mast, and he finally thought, oh, that could be a problem. And he fortunately stopped the boat. So it occurred to me that a lot of these people haven't a clue, don't understand the impact of what their weight can do. But he got a clue when I was jumping up and down, frantically pointing at the bridge and pointing up at our mast. And if he had gone under and given us a 2-foot wake, that would have definitely been problematic. So, here we are, heading towards tonight's anchorage, which is about 5 miles from the next bridge. We'll take tomorrow morning at low tide. That's a questionable bridge, and I think the last give you a real headache bridge of all the bridges. Still more to come, but I think that's the one to watch out for the most. So we're hoping it's a beautiful day. It's really quite warm. I'm noticing how much warmer the sun is. It's been a long time since I've been in the sun this warm. And I'm hoping we might be able to take Walter to a beach this afternoon. So we'll see how that goes. Plan B, we are clear of the bridge. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Captain.
Okay, so this is the Wabasso Bridge. And we're going to go check out and see if we can get under it at the 4-inch tidal change high tide, because the anchorage we thought we were going to go to didn't look great, and then the other anchorage we thought we were going to go to was way too shallow. So we're going to see if this is doable, and if not, we're going to turn around and figure something out for the night. So let's see how high this bridge is. '63, 62, maybe 63.
So folks, we did not make it under this bridge. Granted, we went there when the tide was a little high, but it was so short, we were concerned that we weren't even going to get under it at low tide. These bridges do not have a tidal change, so high tide and low tide doesn't mean much, maybe a third of a foot. We were very concerned how we would get under it in the morning, even at low tide. Tune in next week to see what we did. Did we turn back and go all the way back up the coast? Did we get under the bridge? How did we get under the bridge? Stay tuned. Thanks everyone for watching. Much appreciation to our subscribers, family, friends, and all of you supporting us. See you next week.
All right, you guys, have a good week. Don't work too hard. And here's our favorite tune from Red Meadow, Fade Away.
Chase away the lightning clouds until you finally get old and gray. We all fade away. Flag and make a stand, and build a fence around your land. But by and by, the stones will crumble down. Spend your life for what it's worth, but one day you'll return to earth and leave your DNA above the ground. So I guess you'll still be around. Troubles that we go through in our lives, and all the time we're wasting living up our lives. Whoa, we're only here for a short while. Better take it with a smile and try. Take it all in stride. All in stride.